This story about Richard Sharpe and the winter cham- combined in 1814. Sharpe's Siege, Bernal Cornwell. Chapter 1. It was 10 day shore of Candlemas, 1814, and an Atlantic wind carried surfers of cold rain that slapped on narrow, cobbled alleys spilled from the broken gutters of the tangled roofs and pitted the water of St. Jean de Louis inner harbor. It was a winter wind, carried as a barred suburb that while let ceremony smoke into the low January cloud shrouding the corner of southwestern France where the British Army had its small lodgment. A British soldier, his horse tried and must-stained, rode down a cobble street in Saint Jean de Louis. Saint Jean de Louis. He ducked, ducked, ducked his head beneath a barker wooden sign. Edged his mare past a first car and dismounted at the corner, where an iron bowler provided a tartering post for the horse. He patterned the horse, then slung its saddle back over his shoulder. It was evident he had ridden a long way. He walked into the narrow alley, searching for a house that he only knew by description. A house with a blue door and a line of cracked green tiles above the lintel. He severed at his lap he three hacked along metal scabbarded sword, and on his right shoulder was a rifle. He stepped aside for a woman, black dress and squat, who carried a basket of lobster. She grateful that this enemy soldier had shown her a small con- countess, countess, smiled her thanks, but afterwards, when she was safely past him, she crossed herself. The soldier face had been bleak and scared, darkly handsome, but still a killer face. She blessed her patron, saying that her own son would not have to face such a man in a battle, but had a secure, safe job in the French Customs Service instead. The soldier, oblivious of the effect his face had, found the blue door beneath the green tiles the door, even though it was a cold day, stood ajar, and without knocking he pushed him away into the front room. There he dropped his pack, rifle, and saddle bags on the threadbare carpet and found himself staring into the testy face of a British Army surgeon. "I know you," the army sergeant, his shirt cuffs thick with dried blood, said, "Surfer, sir, friends of Wallace Owen." "I said I knew you," the sergeant interrupted. "I took a musket ball out of you after Fountas de Aunoro had to travel run for it, I remember." "Indeed, sir," Sharpe could hardly forget. The sergeant had been half drunk, cursing and digging into Sharper's flesh by the light of a guttering candle. Now the two men had met in the outer room of Lieutenant Colonel Michael Hologan's lodgings. "You can't go in there." The sergeant's clothes were drenched in prophylactic vinegar, filling the small room with its acrid accent, acrid scent. "Unless you want to die, but not that I care." The sergeant waved his bleeding cup on the tail of his shirt, then tossed it into his bag. "If you want to the river, Major, go inside." He spat on his white-bladed, scary goat, smeared the blood from it, and the sergeant, as Sharpe opened the inner door. Hogan's room was heated by hot fire that hissed where its flames met rain coming down in simony. Hogan himself hushed in a black heap with a blanket he suffered and sweated at the same time. His face was grassy, his skin sleek with sweat, his eyes red rimmed, and he was muttering about being far parted with hyssop. "His topsails are gone to the wind," the sergeant spoke from behind Sharpe's Periferis. Periferis. Periferis, you see. "Did you have business with him?" Sharpe stared at the stick man. "He's my party cooled friends." He turned to look at the sergeant. "I've been on the knife for the last month." I knew he was ill, but he ran out of words. The sergeant seems to soften somewhat. "I wish I could after some hope, Major." "You can't. He might last 2 days. He might last a week." The sergeant focused on his jacket that he had shed before opening on one of Hangan's fins. He wrapped in the red funnel, blood regular, and were feeding him gunpowder. "And Bransley can't do more, Major, except pray for the Lord's tender mercies."